Today's video is being brought to you by NeverDenyMe.com. Make sure you take a look at the website for all your graphic needs, anything from digital to physical. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Nate Matthews, back again with another video. Yet again, we are on the embroidery machine, getting ready to knock out another order for one of y'all. Now today's project, right, not only did I have to do the digitizing, but they wanted 4 patches, right? So the digitizing was very simple. The patches, I believe, are going to be very simple as well. However, I did have some trouble finding the materials, right? So I said they wanted 4 patches, but I only had enough material to make 3, right? This is the material that I had planned to use, right? This is just some regular old felt. This is what I'm going to use as the backing in addition to the stabilizer, right? Thing is, again, I only had enough material to make 3. So I had to travel to this store, that store, this store, that store, just to make sure I get enough, right? So I did find a big old thing of it to make enough, but when I was out, I ended up finding this. Now these two look exactly the same, right? They're exactly the same color, everything like that. However, this is like a single layer. It's a little bit more flimsy. This right here is a stiffened fabric right here, right? So this is maybe 2, maybe 2.5 times the thickness of this. So I think I'm going to use this today, and depending on how it turns out, which I believe is going to turn out good, I may start aiming to get this instead of the regular old felt that I was using before. Hopefully I cut them the correct way, because I did already slice and dice them up to the size that I think I need, instead of actually letting the machine stitch it out and verifying. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I already have the design loaded up into the machine, and this right here is the design that we're aiming for today. Very simplistic. It's a bird, some words, a background, satin stitch, right? So very simple. We're gonna go ahead and click edit end. So again, guys, this is a stabilizer that we're gonna use today. This is some regular old white cutaway stabilizer. Now I was gonna use black stabilizer as I did in a previous project, but I figured since I'm gonna be using felt, I might as well use some cutaway stabilizer to give myself some extra stabilization, right? Make it real thick, especially since I still don't have, at the time of this recording, I still don't have my fabric that I would put on the back of my designs to make it another layer of fabric to stiffen it up a little bit. So this is gonna help me in that case right here. Just gonna watch it do its little roundabout. You guys have seen this a lot of times. If you haven't, make sure you click the card that pops up and watch the playlist. Countless amount of videos on embroidery, giving away all my tips and stuff like that. If you guys would like to shop with me, again, the website is NeverDenyMe.com. So I'm winding up some white thread right now that I have sitting on the floor right now. And the reason I'm using white, even though there's not really any white in my design, is because I am running kind of low on my red. Actually, I got more, but I'm running kind of low on this one, and I don't want to use this just to do a placement and a tack down. So I'm going to use the white, which I have a lot of. Nothing much really to see here, but it's just going to do an outline of a rectangle. So I cut this. Normally I would use this entire thing, but this design that I'm doing right now is not quite 4 by 4 inches. So I think I can even cut this in half, especially with this being, it's not too expensive. It's not expensive at all, but the fact that it's stiffened fabric versus the regular felt, this does cost a little bit extra. So let's see if I can save as much as I can possibly save. We did our placement stitch. Now we're doing our tack down. And there it is right there, guys. So as you can see, when I cut it in half, it still fit. There's plenty of room on the sides, enough for me to cut it out to make that nice satin stitch finish on the edge. So this is going to work out perfectly. So I just pretty much quadrupled the amount of material that I have for something like this. So once I pop it out of the machine and I went ahead and cut it, this is going to be the exact shape of our design right here. Nothing too special, just a little rectangle here. So we'll go ahead and pop it back into the machine and get ready for our next color, which is going to be the main icon of our design, right? The bird. And it's going to be in red. So I do have my red shiny embroidery thread right here, and I'm using my really tiny spool cover. You always want to use a spool cover to match the size spool of thread that you're using. It keeps it from getting snagged up and things like that. So take that recommendation if you're new. If you've been doing it for a long time, you guys already know these tips. Tight design, look at the details in that. So the main icon is all complete right there. Quality work here in my opinion. Not just saying that because I did it. Or maybe I am. And the cool thing about this machine, as I mentioned in a previous video, is this one has like a double spool thing. So not only do I have the red right here, I have the black sitting up here already. So now I just got to pull it and we'll thread it into the machine. And this thing is working crazy fast, man. Jeez. This is what it's looking like so far. All we gotta do is put a border on it And again, guys, it is legible. You can read each letter. Even from a distance, I think you would be able to read this. However, in my personal opinion, I do believe that this would look nicer if it was white. But again, as I mentioned before, this is exactly what the customer asked for. They sent me this. They want this to be in red. They wanted the words to be black. And they specifically requested a gray background. So I'm doing what the customer asked. But you guys let me know if you guys would have preferred the black text or white if it was you. Finished embroidering. It's very thick and puffy. Really like it a lot too. Here's the other ones. I've already cut these and everything. Let me go ahead and cut this last one. This is going to be the last one for the moment though, but while I was doing this, I did get another order, so I'm going to be cutting this back on in a minute anyway. But let's go ahead and cut it with scissors, and we just like to get real close to the edges. And here they go, guys. Patches all cut out, ready to go. Now we're going to go ahead and throw them in the packages. Right, bam. And just like that, y'all, we're all done. Got them all packaged up. If you guys want me to do this same thing to your design, make sure you guys visit the website, neverdenyme.com. Anything from digital to physical. Let's get it.